Right, this whiskey tasting is all about the Blanton's Original Single Barrel Bourbon. So the Blanton's Original was named after Colonel Blanton, who was working for the Blanton Distilling Company for over 55 years. He held pretty much every position imaginable within the distillery. And this was the original single barrel bourbon that was produced in mass quantity. So before that, a lot of other bourbons weren't being produced as single barrels. And since then, obviously, quite a lot have jumped onto that bandwagon and started releasing their own single barrel variations. So, beautiful bottle, as you see, got wonderful shape to it, quite iconic, stands out in the back of your bar. It's got quite a lot of nice handwritten details on it, where they'll put the bottle number, the rick house that it sits in, or the warehouse that it's aged in, all that kind of detail. The stoppers are particularly collectible. A lot of people like to go and keep these stoppers afterwards because it's got the horse on it, as well as one of the letters out of the word Blanton's at the bottom, and it shows the horse at one of 8 different stages of a horse race. So you'll see it at different points in its stride, which is really quite cool because you line them all up, it's quite a lot of fun. But yeah, one of those bottles that you can definitely hang on to even though you've finished the delicious liquid inside of it. So if we have a look at the color of this whiskey, quite a nice kind of coppery, light amber color to it. So, you know, it looks really good. Looks like we're going to have a decent amount of age in this whiskey. If you go on the nose, initially you're going to get quite a lot of vanilla and caramel that comes through. So that's obviously with a lot of bourbons right up front, that kind of sweeter note. But if you push through it a little bit, you suddenly start to find some toffee. You might even get like an orange chocolate, maybe even hints of leather. So really, really complex once you get past those original kind of sweeter notes. So highly recommended to just spend a little bit of time nosing that. And then once you have a go on the palate, what you're going to find is quite a nice kind of big, rich flavor that pulls through. So there's a lot of like an oily, kind of waxy mouthfeel to it, which is really nice because it coats the tongue. Even though it has a little bit of spice bouncing around, it's really, really quite complex. So kind of a purist bourbon, so people who really, really love a good complex bourbon, this is one that you're going to absolutely enjoy. But also one of those ones that for us, we like using it because, you know, if you're going to have one bottle of bourbon in your house, this one is fantastic to sip, but it's also really good to mix in cocktails if you want to have a great old-fashioned at home or something like that. You know, this kind of bourbon will give you great versatility for that purpose, and it looks really cool. So when you have it on your little bar cart, people are going to ask some questions. So I hope you enjoy the Blanton's Original Single Barrel.